top lane, or his top side camps entirely, just went straight to the top lane because he expected the game to come through. He's able to turn it around, get himself first.
Yeah, he did just what you asked for. And this was so much needed adaptation from the jungler of the blue team.
Yeah, absolutely huge. The Kale uses her flash, but she stays healthy. She gets to stay in lane. Start a freeze, most importantly. Kales, when they get to set up an early freeze, just like, that is their favorite thing in the world. They see minions are like, just freeze it. It gets them like nothing else, because it just makes the first couple levels so much easier. So Faker is going to be very happy to set that one up. He kept the teleport, so he still has the option to get a free back off if he gets chunked out now here in this lane. And Nunu continuing to shadow this top side. So I think this is a really great start for Team 2 to set themselves up for a good.
Yeah, and Poppy has fallen victim for this gank, but it was not for a lack of vision, because the whole crowd, top side quadrant, is pretty lit up for the red team.
It is definitely, and Left Hill is actually making his way down bot right now. As Rodolfo is chunked out to just a quarter HP, loses the passive. Echo was able to grab double scuttle there. So the payment for that top side play was losing both scuttle crabs. And we've seen this Nunu start to fall behind, especially in pathing and farming already this series. Looks to be a similar trend as Left Hill is already 2 camps up.
Yeah, now we just have to see where Echo tries to impact the map, and apparently this is Dragon.
Yep, bottom lane going to be shoved in. Left Hill go very low. He has 100 HP and he does not have ultimate. He has to walk away from this. He knows he doesn't want to early smite, because if that's the case, Nunu is very good at stealing away those objectives. Instead, they're going to pull it. That actually used his smite, the Krugs there. So never even had the intention of walking up to contest that objective. Big mistake in my mind, but at least they will not lose anybody on the play. Free Dragon for Team 6.
And already again, Team 6 with their focus on the Dragon Soul. If they manage to keep this trend, they're pretty...
Baker hits level 6 before the Poppy, and you can already see the difference it makes in this lane.
He
kills him! He just straight up solo kills him. The Poppy thought she was safe because Yone was right behind her. Faker's going to use the ult to keep himself safe from Flawless Dance. And that is what we need to see from Team 2. Faker is showing up here in the second match. Vayne looking to turn around on this fight. Heal already from Aaron Sheen. Neither side level 6 quite yet, so nothing to finish off that kill.
Yeah, despite losing the Drake, this is a much better early game for Team Blue.
It is indeed, and it comes from most surprising of places, the Kale and the Nunu top side. It's not a 2v2 that they win very easily up against a Poppy plus an Echo, but they've been able to get a kill onto both the top and jungler. This lane is still frozen for Faker.
Oh god.
Dino feels so bad right now. He's still level 5. He doesn't from this round. It's another kill for the Kale. And this has just been a textbook laning phase from the Kale. Zoe's going to fall down very low in the mid lane, but will be able to survive. Like, I just want to applaud the fact that Kale has kept this lane frozen in front of her turret the entire game. It feels so bad as a Poppy when you don't have a long lane to play with, when you're constantly having to try to farm under the enemy's turret. And now, the Yone looking for a play in the mid lane, a great double binding to set him up! The Ignite gonna come down. Yone, the last turret shot, will find him and make it a 1-for-1 trade.
My lord, this game is action-packed.
It definitely is. 5 kills now, and still only a 300 gold difference between the teams. Bottom lane, priority still going over to this Vayne and the Bard. 20 CS up, for 15, we'll say, on the Vayne. The rest of the map, though, has just been stop shit. We do see another big lead for Flawless Dance. He not only has the kill, but a 20 CS advantage. The top lane is really the saving grace here for Team 2. It is a 2-level lead, plus 2 kills for Faker. He doesn't have to worry about the Poppy anymore. He can actually shove Tigo in and not have to worry about trades because he just straight up wins everything. Sustains it back up because he decided to go for the colors.
Yeah, right now it just seems like he's playing mindlessly. Walking close to walls, asking to be stunned, but the advantage is just too big.
And honestly, Tigo knows that he can't even go in because he'll end up losing the fight. Yasuo continuing to pressure.
That's a solo kill.
No way, not again. One more auto tackle to it. The flash to safety. Faker on a killing spree. Let me tell you, it's every commentator's dream to say those words. So thank you, Faker, for making my dream come true. He is doing so good on so he is in a 1v1 now. His Flawless Dance is looking to try to find him. Doing so good on this Kayle is what I was trying to say. Yes, for Yone actually using the ultimate to get to safety. I have not seen that interaction, but it gets him alive. Very good job. That is impressive to me because it shows that even with the short time the champion's been out, Flawless Dance has put in some serious time in this champion.
Yeah, this man's mechanics are really, really outstanding.
That cannot be questioned. These mechanics are incredible. It's all the Zoe can do just to keep even with him in this lane. Next dragon going to be spawning here in just a few seconds. The first one went over to Team 6. They have had superior control of the objectives all series long. I think to definitely a fault from Team 2. I would like to mention that although they've had hard winning top lane, still no Rift Herald even attempted by their side. And now giving up the bottom lane control over the dragon as well. Leftel actually just reset and doesn't have smite, so we'll see if they might be able to secure this one. Yone moving down for the fight.
Nunu's going in
3v3. Nunu, biggest snowball ever, looking to catch out the Vayne. He misses on the snowball.
Oh, that's a hook.
But the Blitzcrank hook is going to grab and straight into the Bard ultimate to buy some time. Flash to the magical journey, and now things are looking dire for team number 2. Yone gonna go in once again, finds Rudolph. Can he finish off the kill? He's getting kited, he's getting slowed. The Ashe is doing so much work. The CC coming in, but Shrink Foot not gonna land. Here comes Lepsol, trying to find the kills in the back line. Vayne down to just 100 HP, but she walks out safely as she teams up with Flawless Dance to find the kill. Now, she has to run for the hills. Taking an early trip to the grave. Gray screen, courteous of Team 2, who find 2 kills down there in the bottom side. Faker doing what he can to try to turn it around, but just won't find it. A massive play once again for Team 2.
Team 2 can catch a break. Things go from bad to worse every time. And the story repeats. Faker being the only saving grace for them.
And he is very close to solo killing Digo for the 3rd time. He will have to back off, so I expect this turret to probably lose a couple of its plates. So thankfully that's some gold back to Team 2, but it is nothing compared to the 3 kills plus Dragon now going over to Team 6. We talked about it, the time to scale for Faker. I love that he's able to take these champions and get a lead for himself, but I just don't think the game is going to last until he hits level 16. He's just barely over halfway there, and there has not been enough resources put in his top side for him to become the monster that he needs to be, because there are some serious monsters looking further than Flawless Dance. And Big Knight's like, okay, I guess I'll take the kill, as he finds the final auto attack to send Rodolfo back to base.
Yeah, I don't know if this skill.
Yeah, this is looking rough once again. There's the slow, there's the ulti, and Karanchi, no flash, no heal, is dead to rights. Final auto attacks will be there for Bane. As Leftil, barely making over the wall. Doesn't have to blow the ultimate to get himself to safety. As 3-man push under the mid lane, Team 2 rather, will be looking to get anything back to themselves at this point. But it might just be a shutdown given over. This dance is flawless indeed, as he is able to set up a team for a shutdown onto the carry worth killing on the side of Team 2. It is Faker on that Azir. Sorry, not the Azir, that was game 1. That carry.
Yeah, I don't think this scale will have the time to truly come online. He would need at least 20 more minutes. Oh, that's
you picked this fight, but it's going to be flawless dancing, that's it. You'd think he'd learn his lesson after game 1.
You would definitely think so.
A 1v1 with flawless dance, it does not end well for whoever decides to join in. 30 CS up, 3-1-3. This time itemizing efficiently, going straight for the Phantom Dancer, the crit. That one item will be giving him 40% crit, thanks to his passive. So he is already doing a crazy amount of burst in these fights, despite having one rather defensive item. You do see the lane swap once again, putting the Zoe up into the top side. They will try to keep Faker mid. Back to the Shrew home. I am loving these Faker puns, by the way. It's definitely a lot of fun. For Team 6, let's try to bring this back in a little bit. Obviously, another dominant performance. They are only one game away from victory. What can Team 2 do to stall this game out long enough for Faker to come online?
I feel that they just have to buckle in and try not to bleed out in terms of the dragons. Of course, they will have to not context the next one, because they would just lose the fight, and hope they can win a fight on the soul.
Give up the soul point. Just try to hold on. No, that's a lot of damage from the Vayne. The blade in inventory. The ultimate popped, and she's running her demons down. She takes out the Ash with just 2 rotations. The silver bolts. And this Vayne is just on mission right now. Flawless dance, who? Says Gabi down there in the bottom lane as he's making his own highlight debut. Meanwhile, the Yone and Poppy are playing PvE up here on the top side. We'll take down that T1 turret. Rift still stands on the map. Nobody has looked toward that objective quite yet. And yeah, looks like it's going to be the reset. That next dragon you mentioned, spawning here in just under... Oh, Faker, you don't know. You're in a 1v2, buddy, as the ultimate does get condemned back to safety. Pink Knight shows himself finally with a binding through the minion. Has the flash available, but the Vayne does not have the ultimate. Has the flash and the heal. I think they win this 2v2, but they're being overly cautious. They're just waiting for the jungler to join them. Get spotted out of the ward. There's the parallel convergence, but it won't land. The ultimate to keep the Kayle safe. Now in a 1v4, Cultura here to back him up. No ultimate available, but members showing on the bot side means that the rest of Team 2 is going to be looking towards top, where they catch Flawless and try to steal away the arrow. They are going to be able to take it for themselves and maybe by themselves with a chance to shut down this Yone. He's strong though. Can it be a 1v2? The teleport coming in to try to buy some more time, but he's doing so much damage. Fake gets the shutdown. That's exactly what you want to see. They get the objective and a lot of gold back into the pockets.
No, that's a mistake.
He takes a pretty path and he walks into a wall. Just as I'm singing his praises, even Faker pings out that he had the flash available, but the reaction time just wasn't there.
And why would you take that route? I don't get it. Just go through the bush.
It was a little bit of greed, you know, perhaps getting desperate and trying to hang on to that tier 1 turret, but he does get punished for it. And pretty severely. Now trying to clear out this wake.
That's a dive.
And it's another dive in the bot side. No summoners. The flash is the only thing available, but not even time to use them. Vayne stands still and right-clicks her way to victory. As a shutdown goes over to the Zoe, as they finally catch out Poppy on the top side. 2 and 5. Not the performance we were expecting from Poppy, but it's okay. The rest of her team is picking up the slack.
And the fact that the Poppy was put so far behind is not even relevant anymore.
Wow, that one prop, Silver Bolts plus Press the Attack, combined together was enough to do over half of Kale's HP. Now, I don't think you want to be setting up Death Brushes. Neither doesn't think so. He's just going to walk away as soon as he sees Yone and Pink Knight be looking to adventure into the enemy jungle, the wilderness, in search of some enemies to fight. They find two with the Yone ultimate, leaving the Nunu, not leaving anything. Other as a double kill comes through for Flawless Dance. Can the rest of the team get out safely? Ash stuck over a wall. Burst of damage. Left was able to find the assassination. It is 3 quick kills for Team 6.
Give Flawless the MVP already. This man is unstoppable.
It feels bad because you know that the Vayne and the Echo are doing their hardest. Are really, like, you're playing these champions, you're thinking, I'm 3-0 and 3, I'm 4-0. I'm having the best game of my life. I'm the MVP of this game. And then you look over to Flawless Dance in the mid lane. Oh, he's 5-2 on Yone. Never mind. Just like they're having such good games, but you're right. They're just getting overshadowed by this Yone. This man just can't be stopped. He has IE in his inventory now.
He's such a playmaker.
A lot of damage. He definitely is. There's the ultimate from the Poppy. It's going to send one back, and yeah, it's going to be a charge into an escape from Pop. Now, Flawless Dance. Wow, you can see, I mean, at this point, I want to say, what are you doing up there all alone, Faker? But I can't even blame him, man. This man has to just 1v9 for his teammates, the only hope. He's just trying to pick up a minion wave. Leave him alone, you goalies. Rift Herald's going to be popped in the mid lane. Team 2 are desperate for gold right now. They are just trying to find something wherever Team 6 is not. They say, okay, you can take our inhibitor, take the entire base if you want. We're going to try to trade for this tier 1 tower. And they can't even get that. This is honestly just sad. The Yone is going to be taking the tower aggro, but a good reset from Pink Knight. Going to keep him nice and healthy for these fights. Scrapped all the way around. It's a good position, and it's a great hook from the Blitzcrank, bringing Digo back under the tower. Unfortunately, that's a very tanky Poppy. Vayne is going to find a 1v1. We're not looking for Vayne to find 1v1 kills under the turret at 21 minutes. This one is over. I'm calling it here and now. Nunu, just give up. I'm sorry. You're not going to do anything. A couple of more arrows in the back, and that's going to be another kill over to Vayne. 6-0-1.
It's doomed.
It is doomed indeed. I could not have said it better myself. It is simply a matter of time. 11,000 gold at 22 minutes is absolutely disgusting. Team 6, they don't care about the soul. They don't care about the Baron. They don't care about scaling. They're just going to end the game right here and now. I lied. They do care about the soul. They're going to back off after this inhibitor, and they're going to go to secure that mountain soul. Just 23 minutes.
I was going to comment on the amount of coordination that is required to play a comp like this, but it doesn't seem that they need to be that coordinated at all. They're just brute forcing their way into the victory.
Yeah, when your mid is just able to get solo kill after solo kill, your bot laner just gets duo kill after duo kill, it makes the game really easy. You know, you're sitting there, wow, I'm a great jungler. All of my lanes are ahead, and you know, I'm not ragging on Lefto because he is a great jungler and he's done a good job. But it's easy to play the game when laners are just this good at the Legends. I would like to mention, of course, it has to be said, for this tournament, all of these players are speaking and communicating in English, which is not their first language. This tournament is, in itself, a way to practice, you know, a second language. So I will give them a pass in the communication. Great Bard Ultimate, though, is going to buy Faker 2 more seconds before he goes to the grave. It really doesn't matter at all because Team 2 have already lost this game. It's a speed run for the Yone and the rest of Team 6. Will tank the tower for a couple extra shots, and this might be the final fight that Team 2 has, and they're falling left and right. There goes the ace, perfect ace, near flawless game. It was 7 kills that went over to Team 2. Nothing more, nothing less. No turrets, no dragons, zip, nada, nulch. This was an absolute dominating performance, start to finish from Team 6. There's nothing else I can say. I've run out of synonyms for good. I went through the entire dictionary. Yeah, they just won. Team 6 was better.
I'll give you another one. What a clinic. What a clinic by this team.
What a clinic. I'll golf clap to that one. Flawless Stance and his team played a flawless series. And, yeah, I think it's made even more impressive when, again, realizing these players are speaking a language that, you know, they're practicing, they're working hard, and obviously it's paying off because their coordination looked on point. You talked about how their execution looked amazing. And, like, even the laning mechanics, like, yes, mechanics can take you far, but you have to be coordinated to play Game of League of Legends. And the fact that all these teams are able to do that so seamlessly, it seems like, is definitely credit to the program. Congratulations to Team 6. They win a, all in all, 15-minute series victory. And they will be your grand champions for Week 3 of the Cultura Inglesa Legends Tournaments.
Yeah, and just touching on the point that you said about they communicating in their second language, not to brag, but this is just a testament of the job, the well done job that Cultura Inglesa does with its students.
Yeah, go ahead and brag. I think it's awesome what's going on here. Using League of Legends in this fashion is something that I should have got aside to play more video games when I was in school. I would have done that homework as soon as I got home. No worries about procrastinating here. But yeah, I think the whatever program is going on behind the scenes is obviously doing something right because these players are not only playing great, they're communicating great, and they look like they're having fun, and I'm having fun watching them. But that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Unfortunately, the fun has to come to a close, but it doesn't have to come to an end because next week we'll have
O inglês une todas as culturas e transforma um mundo em um só. E faz parte da cultura inglesa trazer este mundo até você. Aprender inglês de verdade, de forma dinâmica e divertida, com aulas ao vivo pela internet, faz parte da cultura inglesa. Com os professores mais capacitados do mercado que te ajudarão a falar inglês desde a primeira aula. Ser a escola de inglês mais completa, com as melhores condições de pagamento, faz parte da cultura inglesa. O mundo faz parte da cultura inglesa.
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing tonight? Are you guys ready for some League of Legends? Today I feel like it's the perfect day just to stay at home. We all have to stay at home, of course, but today's the perfect day for that, to stay at home and play some League. Are you guys ready for that? We are about to go into picks and bans, so it should be fun. And here we go.
Impure.
All right, let's see what we've got in terms of picks and bans. The red team decided to ban Graves. The blue team has banned Vayne and Yasuo. Let's see what they decide to ban next. So now we are having the game of the basic and pre-intermediate. They are playing against intermediate and upper intermediate team. So now we have a Renekton ban. The blue side is going for the last ban. Let's see what they decide to ban. Nice! 2 AD carry bans on the blue side. Let's see what the red team opts for. They are taking their time, considering their options. It's interesting, the blue team decided to ban Vayne, and apparently someone in the red team is a Vayne main, so that was pretty smart actually. Okay, will we have a Yone first pick? I don't think that's the best of ideas. Blind picking Yone like this, and he goes for it. Okay, this should be interesting. Let's see what's the response from the red team. Yeah, I think they possibly have watched the other team's games for these bans. Let's see. Rammus, okay, so he saw the first pick Yone and decided to go for a Rammus jungle paired with a Morgana. Morgana is always a very safe support, so blind picking her is not a big issue. Let's see what's the response from the blue team. They're taking their time. And it's a Syndra, possibly for the mid lane. And a Kha'Zix jungle. Okay, I'm already a little bit worried about this draft from the blue team, because so far they don't have reliable engage on their composition. Let's see what the red team goes for. Showing Ivern, I don't think that's very likely. Okay, Caitlyn in the bot lane, that's a very good pair. Morgana and Caitlyn, it's a very dominant bot lane. And Darius in the top lane, okay. Let's see what's the last pick for the blue team. Possibly their AD carry, and I think a safe option here would be an Ashe, which would offer them, oh no, a blitz. Right, so that this means that Syndra is going into the bot lane, Ioni in the mid lane, and Shoga in the top lane. So we have a mage in the bot lane. Interesting. Let's see what the red team decides to round out their composition with. Akali, okay, more damage for the red team. So we have two very distinctive compositions, very different in all aspects. Let's see who made the best draft and has the biggest chance of winning the game. We're about to get into the game. All right, so this was a really interesting draft. I really didn't understand the idea of putting Syndra in the bot lane when the red team had already shown a Morgana. I really don't understand the idea. I don't think it was very smart. But let's see, maybe they have a plan, and maybe it will be effective. I would bet against it, but also the red team has a Rammus in the jungle, and the mid laner for the blue team is a Yone. So Yone might have a very difficult time in the mid lane if he gets heavily ganked, which is a real possibility. So his team will have to help him a lot. Let's see if they manage to do that. All right, guys, we'll be going into a break, and soon after that, we will come back with the game for you.
O inglês une todas as culturas e transforma um mundo em um só. E faz parte da cultura inglesa trazer este mundo até você. Aprender inglês de verdade, de forma dinâmica e divertida, com aulas ao vivo pela internet, faz parte da cultura inglesa. Com os professores mais capacitados do mercado, que te ajudarão a falar inglês desde a primeira aula. Ser a escola de inglês mais completa, com as melhores condições de pagamento, faz parte da cultura inglesa. O mundo faz parte da cultura inglesa.
Okay, and here we are, guys. We're back. We are about to go into the game. I hope you are as excited as I am for this first game of the night, and we will have plenty of emotion for certain. What do you guys think, based on the drafts from the two teams? Who do you think has the best chance of winning the game? I personally would say that just by looking at the drafts, the red team has an easier time in terms of winning the game, just because their composition is much easier to execute than the enemy team's composition. What do you guys think about that? I personally will be very interested to see what's gonna happen in the bot lane, since they paired a Blitzcrank with a Syndra. And just as I say that, we are going to get into the game. All right, and here we go. We see that both teams are a little bit worried with a possible invade, which is always a possibility when there's a Blitzcrank on the enemy team. They are coming down from the bottom of the river, the bottom part of the river. They managed to sneak in. I don't think they have been seen yet. That this might be a hook. Morgana. And they opt not to go for the play. Just get some vision down, and they will just have a standard beginning to the game. Kha'Zix will start with the leash from Syndra and Blitzcrank. Darius is going down to help his Rammus start in the red. As we see in the mid lane, Akali uses her ability just to poke a little bit onto Yone. Also, something to take a look at will be the pathing that Rammus decides to go for. Will he try to gank early? Will he just farm until he reaches level 6? We have a bit of fight going on in the top lane, and that's a solo kill for Darius. 1-0 for the red team. Very good start for the top laner of the red team. Caitlyn and Morgana heavily pushing the wave as it was expected. Such a strong duo lane, Morgana and Caitlyn. She's getting some... Whoa, that's a hook onto Morgana. A stun. Didn't manage to connect a trap. This might be a kill in the bot lane. Blitzcrank had to flash, whereas in the top lane, Darius is going in again. Shogat flashes away. So, 2 summoners burned. Oh, that's a kill. 2 summoners burned and another solo kill for the top laner of the red team. We're gonna hit a binding. Here comes a kill from Caitlyn. Just some trading going on. Syndra manages to... Whoa, that was a flash. Dodges the hook. A binding. This might be a kill. And that's a kill for Caitlyn. Okay, Kha'Zix is going to try to contest Rammus in the river. I don't know if he wins this trade. He does not. He definitely does not get away from there, my dude. He uses E through the wall. And there's some fighting going between Akali and Yone. And they disengage. Nothing much happened. But you can see that the advantage for the red team's bottom lane is getting out of hand already. Akali goes in another door, solo kill! Will she get away? Kha'Zix splashes in to secure the kill. That is again trading heavily with the Shogat, and this passive is so oppressive. Another solo kill for the Darius. Yeah, I don't know, 4 minutes into the game and it's already 5-1 for the red team. They have managed to get a 2,000 gold lead in less than 5 minutes. That's a lot. The blue team will have to work hard to get back into this game, and that's for sure. Darius again trading against the Shogat. Managed to get the passive down, a lot of damage. He's bleeding out, but this time he will survive. Akali and Yone also trading in the mid lane. Yone is having a hard time against this Akali. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they decided to settle down a little bit now and just farm it out. Caitlyn has a huge advantage. She went back to base, bought herself the boots, and here's a gank. Against Akali, she uses the Shroud, uses her E, dashes back, and as easy as that avoids the gank. Another bind hits into the Blitzcrank. This might have been a mistake from Morgana. She should have used the Black Shield into the Caitlyn and not onto herself. But even still, the trades are going really in their favor. We have some trading in the mid lane. Akali hit level 6, she has her ultimate, dashes in, and that's an easy solo kill for her. Wow, what a bloody game. Darius has his ultimate, gets hit by the Rupture, but he didn't even bother using the ultimate, and manages to get his 4th solo kill of the game. Just reminding everybody that the blue team had a problem with one of their players, so this is why they are playing with a bot on the top lane. So of course it's expected that Darius would have this easy of a time in the top lane. Ramos and Morgana together doing the Drake. And they get the first Drake of the game. Cloud Drake for themselves. Darius goes in once again, gets hit by the Rupture, this time he yields, and easy solo kill. Blitzcrank hits a hook, but takes too much damage. This might be a double kill. Syndra flashes away. And as I said, man, it was not a very good idea from the blue team to put Syndra in the bot lane when there was already a Morgana locked in. She gets hit by the binding. Manages to hit her E, but it's a kill for the Morgana. Morgana has 2 kills, Igni has 1, and they are now getting some plates. The gold lead is getting huge. Kali goes in once again, gets hit by the kill of Yone. Ignite is onto her, she uses her dash. Oh my lord, what an outplay. Yone got so heavily outplayed, but Kha'Zix is here trying to get something back for his team. This might be a kill for himself, and he does. Will Ramos manages to hit the taunt. I don't think you win this, Kha'Zix. Just get out of there, my friend. Just get out of there, my friend. Or does he? Or does he win it? Ooh! Just as he jumped in, the Ramos used his Q, and that was an easy solo kill for the Ramos. Very smart play by the red team jungler, Yazi. He's also 1-0-1 right now. He's even in terms of farm with the Kha'Zix. Just managed to hit level 6 right now. And his ganks will get pretty dangerous for the blue team. Darius hitting the tower. He has already taken 3 plates off the tower. And at some point someone's got to deal with this Darius. He's 5-0-0. Okay, this might be a hook. Caitlyn dodges to the left, avoids the hook in the mid lane. Akali winning this trade so easily. She doesn't even need to make too much of an effort to do that. Kha'Zix is trying to gank, jumps in, avoids the Morgana binding, and that's a really good gank by the Kha'Zix. Blitzcrank misses the hook, Caitlyn dodges, she's setting the traps. Gets hit by the Syndra Q, but that's it. Okay, so they got a shutdown onto the Morgana. Kha'Zix goes in once again. That's a stun from Syndra. Caitlyn flashes away, but gets ulted in her face and dies. Akali is here. She goes in with Ramos. There's already a kill onto Kha'Zix. She's trying to get Blitzcrank, and she does, and off Syndra goes also. And that was a huge capitalization from the red team, punishing the overextension. Kha'Zix at first managed to get a good gank off, but they stayed for too long. They should have backed away, and they got punished. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Darius gets his 7th solo kill of the game. Well, I would say that no one's gonna be able to deal with this pretty beefy Darius that is just getting a free lane for himself. Akali goes in once again. That's a really good display of skills, and that's another solo kill, as easy as that. Yone is already 0-4-2. And I gotta say, champions like Yone, Yasuo, once they get behind, it's really hard for them to do something, to do anything at all in the game. Right, bot, okay, the bot just hit a rupture onto Akali. Well, Kha'Zix tries to go in also, but Ramos is here and they collect another kill. Okay, that's a stun onto Caitlyn. Blitz tries to go in, there's a black shield preventing any hook, and he just misses another one. Yone ults him. He doesn't have the damage to kill the Darius. What are you thinking, my man? What are you doing? Get out of there! Okay, maybe he's just stalling, trying to prevent them from taking the mid lane tower. That's an E onto Caitlyn and ultimate, and that's a kill for the Syndra. Morgana manages to hit both with her ultimate, flashes away, avoids the hook, avoids the kill, misses the bind, goes back in. Don't know why, gets hit by the kill, flashes in by Syndra, and that's a kill. In the mid lane, Akali is trying to get away. Darius is... Ah, Kha'Zix, why did you go back in? Why did you go back in? No! No! He might kill all of them now. Okay, but Syndra hits a good E. Yeah. That's a great upper hand. Just easy as that, the Darius gets a triple kill in the bot lane. So, I don't know, it feels like the blue team is getting desperate at this point. They are trying to make plays, but it's not working out for them. It's definitely not working out for them. And Remus on his own in the mid lane goes in against 2 enemies. That was not a very smart idea, but Caitlyn is here. And, yeah, easy ultimate, easy kill. And the red team is going to take another tower. They might take the mid lane tower also. Caitlyn is just hitting away here. Manages to hit the trap, hits the E. Ooh, if she had her ultimate right now, that would certainly have been a kill. And the red team pressure is relentless. They go into the Rift Herald right now. They're gonna take the Eye of the Herald and try to take this mid lane tower possibly. They are making sure that there is no way for the blue team to come back into this game. Pretty smart decision by them, honestly. But here comes Blitzcrank. If he hits the hook, that's a certain kill. Yeah. Oh, Yone? No, my friend, don't do that. Okay, that's a kill onto Yone. Blitz goes in, but the red team disengages. They are trying to use the hit Herald, I suppose, but just donating kills for no reason. But Darius is here to get some revenge for his team. Ults on top of Blitz. He's bleeding out. Akali goes in. That's a kill. Wow. The red team is really capitalizing on the blue team's mistakes. Just as that, they killed all 4 of their players. And man, if Remus was alive right now, they would pop the Eye of the Herald and get this tower and possibly some damage onto the 3rd tower as well. Yone gets hit by a binding. Darius is just there waiting for him. Hits the upper hand and kills him. Wow, that's just comic at this point. I don't know what the red team the blue team can even do at this point. They're so far behind. The gold lead is unbelievable. 12k behind. The red team is 12k ahead of them. It's just how I don't know. Oh, Kha'Zix flashes in. Okay, gets a kill. Remus flashes on top of him, hits the town. Easy setup for the Caitlyn. Reheating away. That's a double stun from Syndra. Oh, it's on top of Remus. Shogun flashes in, hits the rupture, but there's not enough damage. Simply, there's not enough damage on the blue team. And here comes the Darius. A pretty big boy. Out on top of the Shogun. He's still going in. Manages to hit the upper hand, another ultimate, and that's a kill onto Yone. He's going on top of Blitzcrank as well. Kill for a little bit of healing. But I don't think... Oh, he bleeds out! A triple kill for the Darius. 1501. What are you supposed to do at this point? How are you supposed to stop these Darius to come in close to your carries and just tearing them down? I don't think you can. I honestly don't think you can. Syndra gets hit by the binding. The red team disengages. They use the Eye of the Herald here in the mid lane. Will they stay around to manage to get the hit onto the tower? Morgana is staying. Caitlyn is also staying. The blue team is trying to stop the Herald from hitting the tower. Shogun hits a rupture. That's an overextension by the red team. And this might be a double kill. Okay, a kill onto Morgana. Akali is in the shroud. A kill onto Caitlyn. But here comes the Darius. And that's your chance to run, blue team. Don't fight this. And they fought it. And they lose it. Kha'Zix and Akali trading in the jungle. And easy kill for the Akali. Oh, Darius is going in. That's another kill. Man, this game is doomed. I think we can officially say this game is over. There's no way you can stop this Darius. 1801. Oh, he must be having a great time in this game, actually. Oh, very good play by the Syndra. Okay, I think I see the logic of putting the Syndra the bottom lane when your player is this good. At the pick, it's not the worst of the ideas, but Darius is tanking 3 people. Will he kill the Blitz? He kills the Blitz. And Kha'Zix collects the shutdown. 1,000 gold shutdown for the Kha'Zix. That's a pretty big shutdown. If you still have any hope of winning the game, this was it for you, blue team. This shutdown was huge. Maybe you can do something about it. Oh! Ramos hits the taunt onto the Shogun. Easy kill for them. They are now chasing the Yone. He hits the blast plant and manages to escape. Kha'Zix ults but has to use the E to escape. And he does. He gets away. He's trying to clear some vision for his team. His own jungle doesn't belong to him at this point. Here's the Akali. It's the flip, goes in, and solo kill. As I said, your jungle doesn't belong to you anymore, my buddy. Stay away from that place. That's not a safe place at all. The blue team at this point, they're just trying to farm. They're just trying to stall the game to gain some time and see if they can ever do something about coming back. But the Darius, yeah, he's a pretty big boy. Gets hit by the stun, but not enough damage coming out from the Syndra at this point. Which, by the way, the Syndra is pretty fat also. She's 743, possibly the strongest member of the team, and she's making some plays. Kha'Zix gets hit by binding. That's a great hook from the Blitzcrank. Meanwhile, Darius is taking 2 towers and Yone at the same time. So yeah, that's how strong he is right now. 21-2. Okay, Syndra misses the Q. Blitz also misses his hook. She hits the stun now, but not much that she can do at this point, honestly. Everybody on the red team is pretty fed. I don't see any world in which they would lose this game. It would require a massive throw by the red team. These massive throws, though, tend to be Barons. So would this be it? Let's see. The blue team has a Syndra. Her QE combo is pretty good for stealing Barons. Let's see if she can do something about it. Gets exhausted by the Akali. Has to flash away and get solo killed. Akali goes back in onto Blitzcrank. Another kill for herself. Darius also kills Yone. And they don't even need to take the Baron right now. They just can run straight down the mid lane and just finish the game. Why would you even bother taking the Baron? Kha'Zix is still thinking that they are there, but they're just taking your base, my dude. They're just taking your base. 22 minutes into the game, and they are going to be taking the Nexus. An effortless display of how to close out the game by the red team with a score of 46-15. Yeah, that game was pretty rough for the blue team. I don't know about you guys, but it's not often that you see such a stomp. And I mean, we have to admit that a little bit of that was due to the fact that the Darius had a free lane in the top lane. He was playing against a bot, and when you're playing against a bot, you can just farm it out, get some solo kills, and when you get into the team fights, you're just a really strong Darius. What a rough game. Hopefully, the next couple of games can deliver a bit more in terms of competition, because there wasn't much of that in this game. With that said, who do you guys think was the MVP of this game? So please type in the chat who do you think was the MVP of the game. In the meantime, we are going to go for a short break and we'll be back in no time. Stay with us.
O inglês une todas as culturas e transforma um mundo em um só. E faz parte da cultura inglesa trazer este mundo até você. Aprender inglês de verdade, de forma dinâmica e divertida, com aulas ao vivo pela internet, faz parte da cultura inglesa. Com os professores mais capacitados do mercado que te ajudarão a falar inglês desde a primeira aula. Ser a escola de inglês mais completa, com as melhores condições de pagamento, faz parte da cultura inglesa. O mundo faz parte da cultura inglesa.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the very final day of the Cultura Inglesa tournament, the grand finals between the intermediate and upper intermediate and the advanced and beyond class. I am Caster Audio, joining you guys once again for this wonderful matchup. Joining me is none other than Teacher Bruno, and this is just an incredible opportunity. We've gone through a couple weeks of this already, but I just want to start it off with a quick explanation. Actually, why don't you give me just a quick rundown of what the tournament is?
Okay, so the purpose of the tournament is to engage students with the language in a fun way for them and try to get them to communicate in a real life scenario, because that's what they do, right?
Yeah, I just think that's so awesome. Get to play League of Legends as a homework assignment. Yeah. Nothing better to keep that morale up. But we're going to be going right into the picks and bans here. Now, unfortunately, this grand final was moved up a little bit because one of the teams earlier on in the day did not have a member show up. They tried to play with a bot, so full respect to those guys for trying to go through with the game, not just 4v5, but with a bot on their team. Unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards for them. They will be playing another game, but they've already decided they don't want to go on to the finals, so we're just going to go ahead with that here. And then into picks and bans, we do have the Bard, the Evelyn, and the Yone, one of the new champions, already banned out on the blue side, the Darius, the Vladimir, and the Renekton on the red side.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I don't know about the Vayne first pick. It's an easy counter pick for Caitlyn, and that's what we've got.
Yeah, that is not a first pick champion that comes to mind very often. It's a very dangerous pick because that Vayne is going to struggle in the laning phase already. The Poppy and the Caitlyn locked in. Poppy, if she gets on top of that Vayne, doesn't matter how many tumbles you got in your backpack. You're not going anywhere. And Caitlyn is going to be able to pressure her with that high range advantage. It's got one of the longest range ADCs and one of the shortest. Doesn't sound like a good time.
No, it's definitely not a fair fight for the Vayne.
But she is going to have some beefy meatballs put in front of her. You've got the set and you've got the volley bear, so plenty of front line if that EDC can get off the ground. The other side, we have a couple of 8P picks locked in. The Morgana to go against the Caitlyn, rounding out what is probably the most dangerous duo down there in the bot side. And then the Echo as well.
Right, that bot lane is going to be really dangerous for the blue team.
If they can get past it, though, this is quite the back-to-front team fight comp. A Leona is going to be locked in to go against side the Vayne, so tons of CC on CC for the advanced squad. The last thing they're really looking for is the mid laner, and this is something that I want it to have some scaling, and Syndra fits this perfectly. Some scaling, but still with some agency in the mid game. If you lock in the Vayne and you put her against something, or put her with something like the Cassiopeia or even the Cassidon, another one of these late game threats, then I don't think the advanced team has any chance before the 30-35 minute mark. But that Syndra allows you to at least have something within the kind of 20 to 30 minute window where Syndra on one or two items is going to be able to one combo somebody that's caught out. So I think that this is a pretty standard draft from the advanced squad, front to back team fight all day. And they've got a lot in their tool belt.
Yeah, they definitely do. You mentioned the Syndra as something to bridge the gap between the mid and late game, but she's gonna have a pretty tough matchup in the mid lane. She's facing an Irelia. I don't see that as a very easy lane for her.
Yeah, at first I almost thought that they were picking the Syndra into the Echo, which is probably one of her worst matchups because Echo can just reset all the damage you do to him. But it did seem like they at least had the read on, hey, this is going to be a jungle echo, so they're willing to go for the Syndra. But yeah, going against that Aurelia, definitely a skill matchup in my mind. If Aurelia is able to make good use of her gap closers reset on minions, you can, if you get in close to Syndra and that scatter of the week misses, then yeah, it's just good night for the immobile mage. But if Syndra is able to kind of keep the gap a bit wider, and most crucially, if she can land that scatter of the week, there is potential for that lane to go her way as well. So I think that is going to be a fun lane to watch, because it's not just, hey, I got counter picks, so I'm going to farm for 30 minutes. Both these players can really fight to get themselves an advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Something else that I'm keeping my eye out for is the win conditions for both these teams. I can easily identify the win condition for the red team, which might be sieging. If they get close to your tower, they're gonna take that easily. However, for the blue team, I don't quite can identify their win conditioning, their win condition clearly.
Yeah, it is a bit strange, the composition they've put together. It's got a lot of pick potential with things like the Morgana to set up the crap ton of CC that they have all over their composition. And once a target's locked down, they have tons of single target damage too. I'm really going to be looking for these players to get their own advantages in the laning phase. If this Caitlyn and this Aurelia can start to get ahead, they can really start drawing a lot of pressure. They can get some of those turret plates cashed in, and they can start to snowball the game. I think outside of, the kind of the 30-minute mark, if the advanced team is able to keep the gold quite even, their superior front line and team fight is going to allow them to pick up a lot of objectives, and they're just going to close out the game. But if the intermediate team can just smash the laning phase and just get a, let's say, 3,000 to 5,000 gold lead before the 15-minute mark, there is a huge advantage for them to just end the game so fast due to the snowballing nature of their comp.
Oh yeah, they're going to run you over like a truck.
Yeah, they will be. Just a few seconds left until we get into the game. Just waiting on that spectator delay. And I am actually curious as to who is going to be jungling. The more I think about it, the more there's two options for me. The Echo, which is what I initially thought, but that Poppy could go there too. We don't see Poppy in the jungle a whole lot, but definitely since the changes to the Cinder Hulk, the enchantment on the jungle item, the Balmy Cinder now releases an explosion of damage, kind of like a mini Infernal Soul proc every time you CC an enemy. Well, it's on a cooldown, but it's really sped up Poppy's clear tremendously and gave her a lot of extra damage where she really didn't even need it. She's got a lot of damage anyway. But as you can see, it is going to be Poppy up there on the top side. Echo will be going into the jungle as we initially thought.
Yeah, much more standard. As you said, we are starting to see a little bit of Poppy in the jungle, but I would say that it's much more common to see the Echo play that role.
Yep, definitely is. He's going to offer a lot of burst on getting just that first item. The Runic Echoes should be pretty effective for him, as we are just waiting to load into the game. So we'll get on to Summoner's Rift for the game one of this best of three. All right. So we are about to get into the game. Let's take a look one more time. The state of the map. It is the advanced team on the blue side with the set in the top lane. Volibear jungle, Syndra, Vayne, and Leona. And then it's the intermediate squad, the one moving out right now in a 5-man unit. Looking to get spicy. They've got Poppy, Echo, Aurelia, Caitlyn, and Morgana. Oh no, Vayne.
Oh no.
This is not the play. Don't check that brush. It's got to go down to the Aurelia nonetheless. Flawless dance. I just noticed we have multiple one-trick players in this game. You have Vayne on his Vayne and Flawless Dance on his Aurelia. Really couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah, and what a way to start the game. A solo, a Q onto the Irelia, goes back to base, gets a long sword, and she might have a really comfortable time in this lane right now.
And doesn't miss any minions for it. She's able to burn 0 summoner spells on the intermediate squad. Absolutely 0 commitment to that play, but it nets them a huge advantage. We'll have to be keeping an eye on Flawless Dance. I remember last week we had the pleasure of watching Flawless Dance and Digo Matoso do work on this Aurelia and Poppy respectively in their 3-game series. You were telling me all about how great these 2 players were on these specific picks. Now we get to see them both in the same game.
Yeah, it makes me worried for the blue team. I think they should have done some scouting.
Have to do your homework. Didn't see that these were the one tricks, or just maybe didn't even care. Remember, this is a very strong team in their own right. Vayne is probably one of the strongest marksmen I have seen so far in the last couple weeks. Remember watching him earlier on in the 4-week course, and he's on his main champion. This guy, if he gets outside of the laning phase with anything less than like 1,000 gold disadvantage, he's going to start taking over games. He makes Vayne look like an early game champion, I swear.
Yeah, and the onus is absolutely on Caitlyn and Morgana to punish her and not let her get scot-free from the laning phase.
Absolutely. You can see already, though, that despite the very deadly duo of Kate Morgana, it's the Vayne Leona with the early push advantage. Binding's going to land, but not really going to do much. Neither jungler's really pathing down towards this bottom side early. Instead, going for a bottom to top side clear, so they will meet possibly around this top end. Volley has control of the river first, so he'll have priority on that scuttle.
And the Echo has got to go down bot lane, otherwise it's going to get far behind here.
Yeah, he definitely does. The scuttle will probably be going over to Piazzi here. Leftel is going to scout it out, but he does have his mid laner a bit closer by. It's going to be a bit of a scuffle here in the river. And he's just going to say hi, bit of a slow, and going to be on his merry way. As Piazzi did pick up that scuttle. Ooh, Digo falling very low right here. Flawless. Good dodge there on the scatter of the week. Is going to push out the wave just so we can go over and help his jungler make sure he secures that second scuttle. Although Piazzi is walking towards him. Yeah, a bit of a greedy contestant, honestly, because he does not have priority in the mid or bottom lane currently, and I think he's going to realize that too. He just backs off and gives that one away. Instead, looks for a gank onto the Aurelia. She will land the flawless duet. And that gank will be no more. Great condemn onto the Morgana. The Black Shield was down. And Vayne picks up his first kill of the game. What did I tell you? Makes Vayne look like an early game champ. Now he's going in for more. He's in the middle of 30 minions. And that Piltover Peacemaker might just be enough to take him out. Flash away from Tico's shot. Just barely clinging onto his health bar. He will walk into the enemies. The sacrificial lamb, the ultimate sacrifice for the support player, will get Vayne out alive.
That was so greedy by the Vayne.
Oh wait, no, Vayne staying around. This is so dangerous. He is so greedy for this wave. But Echo has come back around. He doesn't have level 6, but a flash over the wall. Great condemn into the wall. One more auto would have done it. He does trade 1 for 1. Wow, what a fiesta down here in the bot lane.
And, I don't know, man, the greediness of the Vayne just cost her so much. She was doing great in the lane.
You can see the incredible mechanics Vayne has on the champion he is literally named for, but you have to see how greedy that was from Vayne, sticking around for such low health. Incredible that he's able to trade 1 for 1, because he was going to lose the wave regardless. If he fights and gets the trade, at least that's some gold back into his pocket, because there was no way they were going to let him collect those 30 minions that were piled up under that turret. Now on the top side, Set continuing to find a good advantage against the Poppy. However, fighting in the midst of a very large wave. He doesn't have any potions in inventory. Does have a lot of health regen because reasons. Set just gets to regen all of his health for free. And look at that, he's back up to half HP. No pots necessary.
Is this a knife?
We'll get stuck under the turret, but Tiso takes a turret shot, and Camiven's gonna punish that one. The flash forward hits level 6 off that wave, and that's all she wrote. It will be the advanced team making sure they grab that Drake, so they get the kill on the top side and the objective on the bot side of the map. Things are looking good for them.
I don't think the Poppy was expecting the set to hit level 6, so that's why she went in. Big mistake on her part, though.
Absolutely, you have to keep track of, hey, I just hit level 6 and my lane opponent is level 5. He has a big wave he's about to collect, so you can kind of reason that he'll be generally hitting it around the same time. Wasn't tracking that, and yeah, you're right, gets punished for it. Now, small gold lead for the intermediate team, mainly because of the 2 kills that Caitlyn was able to pick up. Very crucial that she was able to get that BF timer, because we talked about how well she can snowball this game. And Aurelia is also doing work. She has picked up, still remember, sitting on that first blood money, and has been able to get a small CS advantage.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the ulti there.
Yeah, probably just respecting that there was still the exhaust plus ultimate. There comes the ult, actually, as the Syndra is now low on HP. A couple more autos will do it. The last turret shot, though, he used the flash to go in, didn't have anything to go out, and he will trade 1 for 1.
That's why I was surprised. I think if he had ulted before that, he would have killed her and not died.
Definitely going to be thinking about that one as he sits in his obligatory gray screen timeout. But now with the Bilgewater Cutlass in inventory, becomes a much scarier champion, because anytime that Syndra walks up past the middle mark of that lane, she risks just getting run down by that extra slow. That will be make it very easy for a Flawless Stance to set off his full cut.
I know you praised the Vayne mechanical... Oh, they go in?
Once again, the Black Shield used on the Caitlyn leaves Pink Knight very vulnerable, and Vayne finds another kill. Now 3-2, just 9 minutes in.
Yeah, man, I know you, as I said before, I know you praised Vayne mechanics, and they go in again!
He's going for it once more. The shutdown onto the Caitlyn. Put more gold into the late game insurance plan. And Leftel, meanwhile in the mid lane, is able to use his mid laner and win a 2v2.
At least the red team is managing to trade back somehow.
Yep, they are getting a couple things back, but honestly, when I see that all the gold on the blue team is going straight into Vayne's pocket, it makes me feel like it doesn't even matter, because if that Vayne is able to get to her 2-item point before that Poppy even really gets like the Thornmail, which I assume she's going for with the triple cloth armor, it's not going to matter. Nobody on this team is going to be tanky enough to even look at Vayne.
The only way they can punish this Vayne is if Caitlyn abuses her range advantage and somehow they manage to get to her.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, as we see Flawless Stance use that Bilgewater Cutlass, I would recommend the red team just ignore the Vayne. Try to fight wherever she's not. If she's going to go bot lane to try to farm up those turrets, I actually would have just sent the Caitlyn and Morgana top side, try to pick up Herald, break down that top lane turret in response. I think just continuing to try to match the Vayne is going to get more and more dangerous for the red squad. Meanwhile, though, another 2v2 in the mid lane. Stance just assassinates, obliterates everyone in sight. My God.
This man is a monster.
A monster indeed. I think Piazzi and Die Twice are going to have nightmares about that Aurelia after this game. 5-2-1. We now finally have somebody that could stand toe-to-toe with Vayne. The tale of two carries here in game number 1. The tanks are going at it in the top lane. Big chunk of damage there onto the pop.
Set with his unexpected amount of damage and unbelievable size of a shield. Oh,
Solar Flare gonna land, but the black shield is gonna keep Caitlyn safe. Vayne, excellent kiting under the turret. Dodges left and right. This man cannot be hit by anything except the Piltover Peacemakers. Caitlyn will look for the ace in the hole, but it'll be blocked by Tico. Back up to the top side. The wet noodles are at it once again, slapping each other around. Ooh, fancy dive under the turret. Will the turret be enough to find the trade? No, it won't. Flawless Dance gets away with a solo kill.
this man is on a mission. Again, he's trying to carry his team.
And it's working. This man, it seems like every time Vayne makes a play, Flawless Dance says, I can do you one better. And he goes for the flashy outplay. They are able to pick up the dragon off of that one, stopping the stacking dead and blue team's tracks. And this is looking a lot better for the red team than it was a couple of minutes ago. As Aurelia is going to be a much more effective carry earlier on here. You know, even with Vayne getting a lot of gold in her pocket, she is still a champion that needs to wait a while before she becomes a true threat. She can do that on just 1 or 2. So, good positioning here for the red squad. Great engage there on the turret. Supportal Combat Tico almost gets a 1v2 kill, as he does find Pink Knight sleeping there under the turret without the black shield. I don't even know what to say anymore. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, and there's nothing else Die Twice can do. As he is dying a lot more than twice here in the mid lane, Flawless Sanchez has his number, and it's on speed dial, man. He's just finding him left and right. Couple of plates will go back over to the Vayne, down here on the bottom side. And it seems like the red team will be trying to trade with the Rift Herald up here in the top half of the map. This is exactly what they need to do. Just don't play around the Vayne. You don't need to. You can do things like this up here on the top side, as the set will be taken down after a great charge into the wall. See if this turret actually does fall. Plate still online means that it's so much tankier, and Vayne has to wait at least another wave to take that down. Volley gonna try to find a solo up here in the top side, but Flawless Dance was waiting behind his buddies. Says, I got your back. And now they will be dropping its Rift Herald in effort to try to get this first turret. A desperate rush to push in this wave here. Actually, turret dropped in the mid lane. The blue team are just gonna go for everything. They get the first turret in the mid lane. They're gonna get the tier 1 on the top side. And the turret not even falling down here in the bottom lane means the red squad just come up huge. The engage, the all-in from Vayne and her support. Tico, it's gonna work out for them. Wow. Vayne just one-shots Gabi there. Able to get something back for themselves. Echo will try to show up to turn the tides, looking for the kill. We'll find it onto Tico, but he's just going to turn it back. The ultimate used. We'll keep him alive for now. Good escape. Finds another kill for Red. Oh no. Tico, he's on the wrong side of the map. Can he actually get out of here? The left punch, the right hook doesn't come through. Tico swings that hammer around and finally finds himself that kill. As we'll see, hopefully, as I was about to say that we're gonna calm down a little bit. Flawless Dance, he will not take his foot off the pedal right now. He is looking to speed run this game. Has just been doing work here in the mid lane. Gets another kill onto Piazzi, now 9-2-2. As he has already taken down that tier 1, put some damage onto the tier 2, and is currently just stealing away all the jungle he can find. 2 items completed for the Aurelia. He is going to be camping out, looking for Tico here. not the ward. Oh no, the oldest trick in the book. Tico, pretty tanky, but not tanky enough for a Blade of the Ruin King, Black Cleaver Aurelia. And Flawless Dance will find another victim. Ooh, good binding there over the wall. Can they find the combo? No trap to layer on top. Means that Vayne will be able to continue picking up these minions. Now, finding the volley in his jungle, immediate ultimate away. Vayne should be dead to rights. The ace in the hole is gonna... And finally, Team Blue will be able to shut down that Vayne, be able to punish her, get that tier 1 in the bottom line. They are really starting to open up the map. The snowball is a-rolling down the hill. Doesn't seem like there's much that the advanced squad can do to stop it at this point. Couple objectives starting to spawn here. Thankfully, a dragon apiece means that the blue team doesn't have to contest for any of these drakes early on. This is definitely a hurry up and wait composition. If you're out there watching at home, you're saying, oh, well, blue team has a 7,000 gold disadvantage. The game's already over, right? Let me remind you that they have a triple meatball sub in the front line, and Vayne on his signature late game hyper carry. If the advanced squad can drag this game out by the skin of their boots and hold on until the 30-35 minute mark where Vayne can get some items, they still have a chance to win this one. It is on the onus of the red team to crack this base open in the next 10 minutes. It's exactly what they're trying to do. The teleport channeled from Kamivan. All right, we have Bruno back by popular demand. Welcome back.
Okay, thanks for having me back. What did I miss? Fill me in.
So we have pretty much just seen Flawless Dance continuing his reign of terror. He set up a couple of death brushes in the jungle and was just able to find pick after pick after pick. And now it seems like the red team is just running rampant over the rift.
Okay, so
He's
nothing new.
Away. No, nothing new, just more of the same, and now Flawless Dance is 10-2-2 on this Aurelia. Has a 700 gold bounty, but we can't forget that there is still Vayne on his Vayne. So if by some miracle the blue team can hold out on this game, they do have the late game scaling on their side.
Oh, they definitely do. I'm just worried if Vayne is managing to get hits in the team fights, because the short range is a bit of a problem.
That was one of the prettiest combos I have ever seen in my life. Vayne going to be trying to find the shutdown. The lot of money on that Aurelia, and it will go over to die twice. Not really the carry you would have hoped for. You feel like Vayne feels a bit slighted there, like I did all that work and die twice. Secured the kill for him.
Oh, he's gonna be thinking about that for a while.
You gotta know if they lose this game, the blue teams be like, hey, let's try to give that bounty over to the Vayne. But still a 200 gold bounty on Flawless Dance, even after that shutdown, goes to show just how fed he is. And that is a lot of money that is now might make die twice a bit more relevant in this game. You do see possibly trying to jump in on this bottom lane, a big chunk of damage onto Vayne. Poppy's going to be looking to finish it off, but the kiting from the Blade of the Ruin King is just too strong. Lefto will finally find the edge he needs to close that gap and finish off that kill. Looked like Digo, just trying to be the sacrificial lamb there, does hand over a 600 gold shutdown. And oh no, Echo, he taunts Tico in, but he falls for the bait. He's looking to hold him there for the 1v2. But Leftel is very strong right now, and Kamivan smoothly decides he doesn't want that fight. Piazzi has found an ADC out of position in the mid lane, but the flash and heal will take Gabi to safety.
What was Caitlyn doing there in the first place?
Definitely a interesting choice of positioning. He did not have any allies around him, and yeah, definitely got punished for it.
There was no
Gabi,
tower for her to hit.
I'm definitely in agreement with you. I am just as lost. Gabi has not had the greatest performance thus far this game. The Caitlyn and Morgana, we really expected to do well into the Vayne Leona. They had such a huge range advantage, but you can see them struggling to find some income. This Caitlyn is not even on her second item yet. We're already 20 minutes in, and this is the part of the game where Gabi is going to be at his weakest. Caitlyn does not do well in the mid game, so you can see him getting desperate, trying to pick up whatever CS he can. We do see Digo walking under the turret there, doing very well into the set right now. The Thornmail countering that Blade of the Ruined King, but in a 1v2 at half HP, let's see what he's got. Volibear's healthy, but the set is not. You see a little bit of lag on my end, so I don't quite know what's going on.
Me neither.
And unfortunately, our feed has frozen. Right? Oh, there we go. We see Digo. He gets pulled in by the Facebreaker. And the ultimate is going to be enough. Kamivan will collect that shutdown. 2 kills now onto the Poppy going into the set's pocket. Meanwhile, though, Jungler showing bot means that red team can pick up the Baron. Vayne is waiting around, but will he be able to actually do anything? The ultimate from Flawless onto him. He's dodging, he's weaving, but he doesn't have enough in the tank as Aurelia takes him down. Riftel's on a rampage as he finishes off the support. A disaster for the advanced squad as they try to delay the Baron, but they give it over and lose their lives in the process. That is not good for them. Still smurfing on the Aurelia. You gotta believe, going into game 2, ban that champion. I thought Kamivan stole that there. I really did. Leftel didn't actually have smite for that play. Wow. There's that Caitlyn Morgana combo. I think it's the first time we've seen it this game. Was that the smite? Smite plus Runic Echoes just, did 300 true damage to Piazzi there. Pretty disgusting, as those 2 kills mean that this Baron push is going to become so much more dangerous. There is a lot of sieging potential. Forget that Gabi hasn't had the greatest game. He is still a Caitlyn, and the trap line makes it so hard to defend against these Baron pushes. There you can go. Binding going to land onto the Syndra. Has to flash away, but Leftel's on his trail. Does find the kill. And now, not a lot of members left for the blue team to defend this one. They will force the ultimate out of the Echo, and that's going to be the base broken. 23 minutes into the game. Flawless Dance has found the ultimate onto Vayne. The flawless duets of Fall. And then is there nothing this man can't do? The towers will be turned off, but the pressure is still on. Leftel falls so very low, and Flawless dances too close to the fountain and takes a beam to shut him down. 4 members strong, but health bars so low. 1 member remaining, and he gets stunned up against the wall. The flash forward to try to find Leftel. He'll slink away with just blinking HP bars. And finally, it will be the intermediate squad calling off the push. They will go back to base and spend their spoils of war.
Yeah, this Caitlyn now is going to go back with some pretty big items.
Infinity Edge plus Seal from that last fight. I believe she had the BF sword, maybe pickaxe in inventory. So you're looking at probably a full item's worth of gold picked up in that last fight. This Caitlyn is now much more effective in the game. I'd say, 1 more item completed. Once she gets that, I assume, to be a rapid fire cannon, you're going to be over that slump that Caitlyn hits in the mid game. Gabi's going to be ready to go. Those crits are going to start hurting really bad. And when Vayne is already trying to deal with dodging around, Flawless Stance on this Aurelia is getting interrupted by the Poppy and has to deal with the stupid range from Caitlyn. It just feels like there's too many threats for the one carry to deal with. Piazzi, you should know by now, but those aren't your chickens. those belong to Flawless Stance & Co., and they will take their tax.
Honestly, I feel that at this point, the blue team needs to be thinking about their strategy for the second game of the series.
Oh yeah, this game is over probably for the last 5 minutes or so. It's going to be the last-ditch team fight here for the blue squad. Flawless Stance, rather, will have none of it as it picks up a triple kill, weaving in and out of the Nexus turrets. The ace coming through, losing a single member, and a 26-minute dominant victory. The intermediate squad will show that they are not a team to be trifled with. You must ban away Aurelia. Incredible performance there from the intermediate squad. Intermediate probably, just a nod to the English-speaking level then, because those guys played so incredibly well. It was a bit worried, I'm not going to lie, when we saw Vayne start to pop off there in the bottom lane, but you can never count out Flawless Stance. That man, you give him Aurelia, it's going to be over. It'll be interesting to see now going into game 2. Best of ones, these kind of picks work really well, where you can get a champion that you're really practiced on, catch your enemies off guard, and get one of these easy victories. But the next game is where I really need to see the advanced team ban away the Aurelia. The Poppy didn't look as terrible, as uncommable for them, so I wouldn't even mind if they left that up. But if you ban away the Aurelia, it'll be interesting to see what the intermediate team does then, because that's a completely different game if Flawless Stance doesn't get that champion.
The thing is, though, that we've seen teams before banning out the Aurelia, but still, Flawless Dance has the Yasuo and the Oni on his back pocket, which are also two very skill-expressive champions that he seems to be really proficient on.
And when you have those super mechanical champions, there are a dime a dozen in League of Legends. You ban out 3 of them, there's going to be 6 more that he's going to be able to go down the list to find. So almost seems like he's unbannable in the draft phase. There's got to be something, some sort of answer for the blue team, because that Aurelia is just too much for anybody to handle. I believe, going into that game too, do you think they should ban out the Vayne? I saw a good performance from Vayne himself, but so far it seems like there's just not enough time in the game to get it rolling.
I would not be worried about the Vayne. Honestly, if I were the blue team, I would ditch the Vayne completely. I think she's just too short-ranged, and it takes her too much time to scale, by which time the Flawless Dance has already taken over the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just draft something else.
We did see that despite having the super low range ADC that historically is not great in the early game, Vayne and Tico were able to get a massive advantage down there in the bot lane. They were getting 2v2 kills left and right. So completely along your line of thinking, if they are able to draft themselves something that do have a bit more agency, I'm thinking something alongside the Ashe, the Ezreal, if you still want some mobility. You can keep Tico on one of these engaged supports. Imagine what they could actually do, break this game wide open, and perhaps match the dominance from Flawless Stance. We are going to be getting into the picks and bans for game number 2. Where's the Aurelia ban? Come on, show it to me.
First ban, of course.
Shouldn't be the first ban on the blue side, as they are going to take away Darius. Don't want to ban away Aurelia from your own team, but this is you got to do one thing here, advanced team. Just ban Aurelia.
Just do it. Don't think too much about it.
Timer ticks down. Thinking real hard about this. There you go. They've at least won the draft in that respect. No Aurelia for Flawless Stance. Now, it'll be interesting. Do they go for the triple ban? Do they try to ban out the Yasuo, Yone, and see what else Flawless Stance has? Or do they say that's enough and spend the rest of the resources elsewhere?
I would totally go for the triple ban. This man is just too good on the other champions also.
I tend to agree. Although I would love to see a Yasuo or even a Yone. I have not gotten to cast a Yone game yet, and it would be a treat. I won't get to do it today either, as they're going to continue to ban that one away. It's looking like we might get the triple ban onto Flawless. We'll see what their third one is. The Darius and Vladimir so far. They have not seemed worried at all about that Vayne. So we'll see what they decide to go with. It is going to be the Renekton, making sure they can target a lot of those safe top laners, ones that will have just kind of inherently good laning phases. The Darius and Renekton are fine on their own, and then Vladimir is just kind of one of those champs that he isn't really going to kill you, but you can't kill him either. He just scales super well. So I'm wondering what they're really just setting up for this Poppy pick. They're putting a lot of priority on making sure that Digo has a good lane matchup with this Poppy. I'm not sure if it's they're more worried about him or if they just know that mid lane's going to win no matter what, so they don't have to put any draft resources towards it.
And it seems like they're super confident about their solo laners. Regardless of what happens in the bot lane, they're going to do their job, and that's what they need.
And the intermediate or the advanced team is once again going to be picking up that Vayne. So we did not get the answer for a better laning ADC that would have a bit more agency throughout the game. She will once again be going up against a very high range Caitlyn, and now add in the Bard. Ooh, but this could change things actually. Instead of the Leona, Tico's going to be piloting the Lulu. A Lulu alongside Vayne turns this champion into a whole other beast.
Oh, absolutely. Now this is the adaptation that if you're not going to drop the Vayne, at least draft something that can offer her some disengage, some protection, and that Lulu has pretty much it covered.
Yeah, and it seems like they're taking that to heart really here in this draft as they take two supports there. This will most likely be a solo lane Karma. Could expect it in the top side or can't even flex mid. Although against Flawless Dance's Yasuo that was just locked in, that could be a bit of a risky maneuver. My money would be on a tank Karma in the top side. Oh, but with that Shen hovered, I'm not too sure. See exactly where these head out, but this is just a shield for days for Vayne here on this Vayne. And they very clearly are showing who they want to play around.
Yep, that's a Shen.
All right, well, the competition's looking pretty good from both sides. I think that although we may have criticized the Vayne pick a little bit, I definitely respect the intermediate team for the advanced team for sticking to their guns and making sure that Vayne is on a champion that he's comfortable with. And instead of changing that play style, they just draft even more heavily into it. We are going to go into a short break here as these teams get ready for game number 2. It's a series point here for the intermediate team. One more win, they can sweep this best of 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to the action real soon.
O inglês une todas as culturas e transforma um mundo em um só. E faz parte da cultura inglesa trazer este mundo até você. Aprender inglês de verdade, de forma dinâmica e divertida, com aulas ao vivo pela internet, faz parte da cultura inglesa. Com os professores mais capacitados do mercado que te ajudarão a falar inglês desde a primeira aula. Ser a escola de inglês mais completa, com as melhores condições de pagamento, faz parte da cultura inglesa. O mundo faz parte da cultura inglesa.
Back, everybody, to Game 2 of the final day of the Cultura Inglesia's League of Legends tournaments. It's sad that this all has to come to an end today, but we still have a couple more games to watch. It is a 1-0 lead for the intermediate squad. Yeah, I am Caster Audio. Joined with me is Bruno, of course. And yeah, I want to get your take once again here on this draft. So we do see the Vayne coming in again, but this time drafting around it a lot more cohesively. Do you think it's going to be enough to take out Flawless Dance?
As long as the mid laner, I mean in this case Karma, doesn't get run over by Flawless Dance, then they can pull it off. Vantage will have a lot of protection, and it only requires them to not get smashed by Flawless Dance in the lane phase.
That can be easier said than done, though, as Flawless Dance is just that good. And another 5-man invade here from the intermediate squad is this time it's going to be Kamivan facing up against it. Did look like he started Q level 1, so a bit risky, but he is going to be able to walk out just fine, dodges out on that Cosmic Binding. There was no other CC to speak of, so we're just going to get a little bit of information and be on their way.
I find it interesting, these level 1 invades.
Yeah, they're really fishing for something, but look at all the wards. Every single member on the advanced squad put down a ward. I mean, Vayne even went back and bought a sweeper, level 1. They have 3 wards in the bottom river, as well as 2 wards in this top jungle. So, despite the multiple invades here from the intermediate squad, they don't find anything, and they will spot out that Echo is going to be stealing this blue. Or the red. And I actually think this works to the favor of the advanced squad, because if Olaf now is able to just go straight down and steal the red buff away from Leftel, he can set up some counter jungling, and now the one lane that really matters for your composition, which is the bot lane, is where you have complete control. And you can see that's exactly what Piazzi's doing. He's walking in to take away the red buff. The Bard's gonna spot this one, so he's gonna do everything he can to slow this down. It's actually a lot of damage already onto Olaf. He's gonna have to smite this if he wants to survive. The flash from the Bard with the Ignite will take him down. He didn't die. I don't know how he didn't die. Caitlyn flashed after them. He's still alive.
I thought he was dead for rights. I thought he was dead for rights.
Or should I call him Houdini? He's able to escape with his life. Wow. But while he is still in his jungle, trying to take the Gromp, Leftel is currently at his close. He may have gotten away, but he's not out of the woods yet. They're going to find each other once again. There's the Dark Harvest proc. No flash left. Means Piazzi is for sure a dead man this time. And greed is a nasty sin, as Leftel will take first blood.
I think we just have to praise the blue team's coordination. They seem to communicate super effectively.
Which is all the more incredible when you remember the fact that these players are speaking in English, which is not their native language. They're communicating this well in a second language. I mean, I know last week you said you didn't like to brag, but that just goes to show the proficiency of this program. It's working.
It definitely is, and that's why Cultura Inglesa is the best English school in Brazil.
You can definitely see why is a 1,000 gold lead almost already for the intermediate squad. Almost feel bad calling them the intermediates because they're honestly just putting on a clinic here in game. Flawless
Flawless Stance, unfortunately, didn't get any of that gold. The first blood did go over solely to Leftel. So we are still keeping an eye on that mid lane. Die Twice has done a good job at holding on. He's only down about 5 CS, still has both of his summoners available. So this is at least a slower start for the mid laner, which is definitely a positive for the advanced team. Oh man, but Piazzi, he is not having a good time today. That's his second death already. He tries to just grab a Scuttle Crab. That, I mean, it is a, 4 camp advantage already for Leftel. He hasn't even cleared out his own blue. I don't think he's been to his blue yet this game. He went from the enemy red to the enemy blue, and then down to Scuttles, already picked up 2 kills, and hasn't even back Camille is able to find that outplay, get a kill for himself, and will be traded back eventually, as they donated over to Flawless Stance, trying to buy time for Die Twice to come up here. Does have a bit of damage on the Karma, but not enough, will not finish off that kill. Now 3-1, the kill score in favor of the Intermediates.
And man, one thing about Olaf is he feels great when you're ahead. But he feels miserable when you're behind.
He can't do absolutely anything. The champion is purely designed to run at you. And if you're 0-2 with 18 CS, running at your enemies is the equivalent of saying, here's a donation of 100 gold in your pockets. So definitely agree. Hopefully he goes for the tank build. Is the more popular option when Olaf is behind. Just go Cinder Hulk. Maybe get some resistances and just try to stay alive. This man, they're just bullying him. This just isn't fair. They're just being mean to him at this point. Flawless Stance might be a little bit too far though. Die Twice is going to force out the flash with that tether. And finally, Piazzi will hit level 4.
They are trying to tilt this man. This is absolutely bullying.
I'm tilted watching him. I'm tilted for him. Piazzi, he's the last one in the game to hit level 4. He has just hit the 20 CS mark. I feel so bad for this man. That Bard Q does land, but the Lulu Shield is able to eat it up. Not quite the advantage we were hoping for either from Vayne and Tigo down here. The Caitlyn Bard has been able to do a good job of just holding the line. Of course, that does play into the favor of Vayne in the long run, as she is still able to get an essentially free lane. My word, with all the action that we've had already in this game, it's hard to believe that we're only 7 minutes in. The first Herald has not even spawned in this match. Leftel, though, has hit level 6. Piazzi's still level 4, so he knows wherever he ganks, he's going to have the advantage. He's looking for the ultimate on Tico. Chameleon comes in clutch with a Stand United, but does sacrifice a wave up there in the top side to do so. Now Flawless Stance roaming down as well. Piazzi's here, but it's not really going to help the red team much. As it does seem like they're just going to use the Shen to help Olaf secure his camps. And then maybe look around the red side. Blue team in a very good position right here because Digo has the teleport, so he can continue to push in this top wave. And as long as blue team threatens the Baron, Shen has to stay down here to fight for this. So you can see him sticking around the Puppy. No, Camille will be teleporting into this play now. Great ultimate from Flawless Dance, finds a 3-man knockup into the triple kill. He knocks them all up, and he knocks them all down. As now the ace of the hole will find a fourth, a quadra for Flawless Dance. That Mastery 7 emote is well deserved, as they get the clean ace around the dragon.
You have to triple ban this man. The whole identity of this team is Flawless Dance. Why would you let him have his Yasuo?
He may not be named after the Yasuo, but he literally has it as his club tag. That is a surefire sign that you ban this one away. I almost feel like it wouldn't have mattered though. You ban the Yasuo, I'm sure he'll come out with something else and do the exact same thing. This man's just too good at League of Legends. And there's only 3 bans to go around. Olaf... I don't even know what to say anymore.
He's dead again.
He just doesn't own any of his jungle. At this point, he's just going to start having to tax the lanes, because that's the only way he can pick up farm. 36 CS at 9 minutes. He is level... Wait for it. Level 5. 9 minutes in. The supports are already level 6. And he still hasn't gotten access to his ultimate. Oh, man. This one is looking more and more like it's going to be a clean sweep for the side of Team Blue. They are already 5,000 up, not even 10 minutes in. And with control all across the map. See, it is going to be some good traits here from Kamiven. He is doing well in the 1v1 with the damage, but you can really see that all that time he spent in the bottom lane around that dragon really hurt him, because he's now 30 CS down, and he no longer can really shove in this Poppy, because she's going to just have the resistances to always withstand his trades.
Yeah, and at this point, I just don't know what the red team can do, because they tried to go for damage in the mid lane with the Syndra, it didn't work. They tried to go with the neutralizing peak in the Karma, and it's also not working. What else can you do?
Definitely struggling right now is Flawless Dance. He has no limits, no filters. He'll dive everything. He will boom, get shut down. Piazzi Arudo will die to the Rift Herald, but he will finally get some gold into his pockets.
Paul has no chill. This man literally has no chill.
No chill at all, and that's going to go a little way. I'd actually be interested to see what the gold is between Leftel and Piazzi now, because although they've been bullying him all game, he just got an 850 gold shutdown. And you can see, finishes his warrior enchantment. He is able to get the boots upgraded, gets a little bit of armor in inventory. It's going to at least do something to make him feel a little bit more worthwhile in this game. I doubt he's going to be the Olaf that we think of, that's just going to be running into carries and deleting them, but he might be able to pick up some camps now. Bard ultimate gonna find the Lulu. Vayne already down to half HP, and Flawless Dance is here. That Bard Q just knows no physics. It's gonna take a 90-degree left turn into the wall and give Flawless Dance a double kill. Now 8, 1, and 3. As Poppy's gonna complete the map-wide play and solo kill Shen at the top side.
I'm really worried about Red Team's mental state right now. I don't think they can survive longer the way things are going.
This one does look like it's going to be wrapped up here fairly quickly. It would take a miracle and then some at this point. Oh, wow. The mind games from Flawless Dance. He hits the knockup, baits the Ragnarok. Because he thinks he's going to use the ultimate, but he holds on to it instead. That's just some next level disrespect. Because now they're going to be trying to dive this Olaf that they know has no ultimate. He's going to have to flash away. Kamiven going to be looking for the aggression here onto the Yasuo. Does find a shutdown once again going over to Olaf. Flawless Dance will make you pay for slaying his allies. He will go to the end of the earth for these kills. A triple kill to the mid laner, and he will finally be shut down. This time the gold going into Vayne's pockets as much better
now they can breathe a
allocation
sigh
of the
of
resources.
relief.
They can. They are able to finally take down Flawless Dance. They have about 20 seconds where they can actually walk out onto the map. Olaf can take probably his blue buff for the first time this game. And they can maybe throw some wards around the dragon. I would not advise them to fight the Drake. They should avoid that fight at all costs. But you can at least throw a ward down to see when they're going to be taking it. Another solo kill.
again?
No, the flash auto, the shield is going to keep him healthy. Tigo just needs one charge, one E. Even his W would do it. There's going to be the kill. Another solo kill to the Poppy up into the top side. See, Karma will try to fight back. There is very little AP on this Karma, but Tigo is caught behind enemy line. She does have a lot of mobility, leads the Karma into the jungle, slams her against the wall. But the support, the friendship and teamwork will prevail. And Vayne's going to get a shutdown. 2 shutdowns going on to the AD carry now. But it feels like it's just too little too late. At this point, if that had happened 7 minutes ago, I would have said maybe Vayne could turn this one around. But it just doesn't look like it's going to be enough. While they are trying to hold on to this mid lane tier 2, Yasuo is bullying Olaf in the bottom lane, has joined now. And they are going to be looking for a 15-minute push into the base. This is crazy, Bruno.
Yeah, man. I'm out of words, honestly. The red team is holding on for dear life right here, but it's just too much for them to handle.
Flawless Dance is going to be alone taking down this bottom lane turret. And on one side, I applaud the red team for sticking to their guns, knowing their win conditions, and trying to draft around the Vayne. They're even not playing this terribly. They're trying to find fights around areas of the map where the Yasuo is not. But they've just lost everywhere, man. They're constantly getting solo killed at the top side. Their jungler was mental boom from minute 1, and their bot lane has not been able to find any sort of plays. As admirably as they have fought, this one does seem like they have just been outclassed. Even the support is forcing Shen out of lane.
And honestly, what do you do for the third game? Do you keep trusting everything onto Vayne? Do you change your pick Ben entirely?
I don't think they get a third game. I'd have to get confirmation from my producers. I do believe this is a best of 3. So that would mean that this
it's a best of 3.
Yeah, so this is the last chance for the advanced team. They have to go all in, but a 3-man Bard ulti is going to persuade any aggression in the Ragnarok to be used just to run away. You can usually tell the state of the game by what direction Olaf runs when he pops ultimate. If he's going in, they're doing fine, but if he's running away, things aren't going too well. And Yasuo is running as far away as he possibly can right now. But this one does look like it's going to be a victory. The inhibitor under fire from Flawless Dance here in the bot side. We're only 17 minutes in, folks, but he's level 11 and solo taking the bot lane inhib. Baron is not even yet on the table. Good stun onto the Shen. The shield will barely keep him alive. They're going to send Vayne over to try to deal with Flawless. That is a risky maneuver in itself. Now, the mid lane, inhibitor turret has fallen. Leftel has used his ultimate, and Vayne's gonna try to run him down. She gets the tumble, she gets the kill. She's on a killing spree, and now 1v3 against the Yasuo. Windwall is gonna buy him some space. Can he get back to the safety of his allies? Down to just under half HP. Vayne isn't able to shoot through the Poppy, but they land the knockup to the Vayne, and that's all that she wrote. Triple kill over to Gabi as he finishes off the kills. But with Vayne in the dirt, so goes the hopes of the advanced team to win this series. And it's going to be the intermediate team taking it home in a 2-0 sweep. Maybe. They look like they might want to back off, but Flawless Stance, he goes in alone! And despite his mechanical prowess, despite Piazzi being set behind time and time again, him and the rest of his team are able to muster a last stand.
I honestly, I get the idea of pairing Olaf and Karma because you can shoot him up and speed him up and he just runs over the enemy team. But then you need to have some sort of a prio in the top lane so that you can contest the crabs and get some advantage for your Olaf, and they didn't have that from Shen. So I think this drafting phase went horribly for the red team.
Yeah, and remember, this was the first pick Poppy. They triple banned the top lane, and then grabbed the Poppy blind. So, yes, the Darius, the Renekton were banned away, but there's still other picks that you can take into the Poppy to try to punish it and try to get some priority. I'm definitely in your camp, Bruno. It seems like they saw Vayne, and they just really tunneled in onto only drafting around it. It's just not enough. Yes, Vayne is doing good, but Flawless Dance is just doing better at every step. The slow, the ultimate, forcing the flash, but she flashes into the waiting arms of Flawless Dance, and that might be the final nail in the coffin. With the super carry down, the entire composition has fallen apart. 20 seconds on those Death Tiners, super minions pushing in, and they've already got a miracle once. I don't think we're going to be able to get it again. Ragnarok going to be popped. But the jungler just disappears. Blink and you'll miss them. First they're there, now they're not. Good night and goodbye. The red team. Vayne is finally spawned. But it was only for a few seconds. She's going to be taking another express trip back to base. It is a game over and a clean 2-0. For the blue team. And
question:
clap.
Did you get to talk about Caitlyn at all this game?
I didn't. I really wanted to, just because they had the good matchup. She's a pick that you like to play into and usually demands a lot of resources. But the Yasuo just took all of our attention, took the attention of the entire map. You could not do anything on the map without Yasuo being at the center of it.
Yeah,
Flawless Stance is too good, man.
We saw this last time around, and he's just a big playmaker, and this team identifies him as being their best player, and they give him the resources. So that's what happens.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The game plan certainly working out for them here today. Congratulations to the intermediate speaking team. They are going to be your grand finalist as they take down the advanced teams here on this final day of the Cultura Inglesa tournament. I have to give, first of all, just a huge shout out to that damage from Flawless Dance. My goodness, it is only 20 minutes. He did over... It looks like 15 or 16,000 damage in 20 minutes. Just absolutely nutty. This player is a true talent, and he has a promising future in front of him. But yeah, I mean, also got to give a huge shout out as well to Cultura Inglesa, the best English school in Brazil, doing incredible work for their English-speaking program, and also just allow their students to have some fun. Got to give a huge thank you to Bruno as well for joining me these last 2 weeks on these casts. I do think that is going to be it for us here in the broadcast. Thank you so much to all the people that tuned in as well. It has been a wild couple of weeks with you guys. I have been so excited to bring you all this coverage. If you want more, you can always check out my Twitter at Caster Audio. You can also check out Bruno at BrunoOC10. That is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much, and good night.